A very good evening to you and welcome to Idea TV News at 9. I am Cynthia Bassi. Now the headlines. New tax laws to take effect January 1st. Nigeria and China sign deal to localize clean energy infrastructure. Nigeria in talks with Google over new undersea cable to boost digital resilience. Egypt launches telecom consumer protection training. And away from Africa, Russia launches overnight missile strikes across Ukraine. In business, fever hits record high outlook mix for 2026. And in health, prostate cancer now leading cancer among Nigerian men, expert warns. In sports, BEABUCHI'S unbeaten streak ends in Lagos. And now the news in full. The federal government has confirmed that the Nigerian Tax Act and the Tax Administration Act will officially commence on January the 1st, 2026. Speaking in Lagos yesterday after a briefing with the President, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, insisted the timeline remains unchanged. This comes despite an ongoing probe by the House of Representatives into alleged unauthorized alterations made to the laws after they were passed by the National Assembly. Mr. Oyedele claimed that the reforms are specifically designed to stimulate economic growth and provide relief to the majority of Nigerians. Under the new framework, an estimated 98% of workers will either be exempt from income tax or see a significant reduction in their tax burden. Additionally, 97% of small businesses will no longer be required to pay corporate income tax, value-added tax, or withholding taxes. While the House of Representatives has inaugurated a committee to investigate discrepancies between the approved and gazetted versions of the bills, the presidency maintains that the reforms are a pro-people initiative. Mr. Oyedele noted that while the government is open to remedial legislative action if necessary, the focus remains on widening the tax base and improving compliance rather than increasing rates. In another news, Nigeria and China have signed a new agreement to localize the manufacturing of compressed natural gas and electric vehicle infrastructure in the country. The Memorandum of Understanding was signed on Sunday between the Presidential Initiative on Compressed Natural Gas and Electric Vehicles (PICING) and Chinese firm Yojite Environment Technology Limited during a working visit to China. Under the agreement, both sides will support local production and assembly of CNG dispensers, refilling stations, and electric vehicle charging facilities, while integrating smart monitoring and Internet of Things technologies into Nigeria's energy network. The executive chairman of PICING, Ismail Ahmed, said the partnership will promote cleaner transport, create jobs, support skills transfer, and improve transparency and safety across the sector, as Nigeria deepens its transition to a more sustainable and affordable transport energy system. Nigeria is in talks with Google over a new undersea fiber optic cable as the government moves to strengthen the country's digital resilience after last year's regional cable disruptions. The National Information Technology Development Agency confirmed today that the discussions focus on reducing the risks of widespread internet outages, not just expanding capacity. Officials say the proposed cable would follow a more diverse route to avoid the shared seabed paths that failed in March 2024, disrupting banking and telecom services across West Africa. The talks form part of a broader strategy to prevent single-point failures and improve the reliability of Nigeria's international connectivity. The plan is being matched with a $2 billion nationwide fiber rollout backed by the African Development Bank to carry data beyond Lagos to major cities. For Google, the talks align with its Africa investment strategy, while for Abuja, the signal shift towards stronger control, redundancy, and long-term stability in the country's digital infrastructure. Moving ahead, Egypt's telecom regulator and the Consumer Protection Agency have launched a joint training program to strengthen consumer protection in the telecommunications sector. The initiative was announced on Thursday as part of a broader cooperation framework between the two institutions. The first phase brings together consumer protection officers from several governorates, including Greater Cairo and Alexandria, focusing on compliant handling, regulatory oversight, service quality standards, and the application of Egypt's consumer protection law within the telecom industry. Officials say the program aims to improve coordination and response to consumer complaints in a fast-growing market where more than 184,000 telecom-related complaints were escalated in the second half of 2022, and subscriber numbers will continue to rise across the country. We now go on a quick break. The news continues when we return.
Democratize generative AI. Generative AI, which creates new content like text, images, or music, is becoming more accessible. This trend is enabling businesses and individuals to leverage powerful AI tools without needing deep technical expertise. Tools like DALL-E are already transforming marketing, entertainment, and design. However, as generative AI becomes democratized, concerns about copyright infringement and misuse of content are rising.
Good to have you back. If you're just joining, this is Idea TV News at 9. Now the rest of the stories. Away from Africa, Russia has carried out another wave of overnight missile strikes across several parts of Ukraine today, Ukrainian authorities say. Explosions were reported in regions including Chernihiv, Mykolaiv, Kharkiv, and Zhytomyr, as well as the capital Kyiv. Kyiv's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, said air defense systems were activated after multiple blasts were across the city. Ukrainian media reported that hypersonic Kinzhal missiles were used with energy infrastructure among the apparent targets. The attacks comes as Ukraine continues to defend itself against Russia's full-scale invasion now ongoing since February 2022. The full scale of damage and casualties from today's strike is still being assessed. And now moving to health news, prostate cancer has become the most commonly diagnosed cancer among Nigerian men, health experts warn. The disease, which affects the small gland in the male reproductive system responsible for semen production, often develops silently, making early detection difficult without routine screening. According to recent estimates, Nigeria records over 18,000 new cases annually, with more than 11,000 deaths, largely due to late diagnosis. Speaking to PT Health Watch, urologist Sefiu Eniola highlighted that African men are at high risk of aggressive prostate cancer, particularly those over 45 or with a family history of the disease. He stressed that early stages often show no symptoms, and regular screening through prostate-specific antigen blood cells, sometimes combined with digital rectal exams, is crucial for detection. Treatment depends on the stage at diagnosis. Early detection allows options such as surgery, radiotherapy, and brachytherapy, while advanced cases rely on hormonal therapy to slow progression. Mr. Eniola cautioned that untreated prostate cancer can severely impact quality of life, causing intense pain and disability, and urged men to begin screening early to improve outcomes. Moving to business news, silver prices surged to a new all-time high of $74.80 an ounce yesterday, marking a 155% rise in 2025, far outpacing gold. The rally has been driven by geopolitical tensions, expectations of United States interest rate cuts, a weaker dollar, and the persistent supply deficit. Market analysts say momentum and speculative trading pushed prices sharply higher in December. Analysts at OANDA say silver could climb as high as $90 an ounce in the first half of 2026, alongside further gains in gold if current global and financial conditions persist. However, other analysts urge caution. Some say silver is now overbought and may face a correction, with forecasts as low as $45 an ounce due to rising inventories. The maize outlook is being closely watched by producers, including operators in Africa, as higher prices continue to reshape investment and production plans. And finally, in sport, in a historic upset at Peslin Balogun Stadium, KB Godson Towolawi has handed EK, the president, BEABUCHI'S, the first professional defeat of his career. The 45-year-old veteran secured a unanimous decision victory over 12 rounds this past Wednesday, Christmas Eve, effectively halting BEABUCHI'S highly publicized comeback. Towolawi dominated the contest with a disciplined display of ringcraft, successfully neutralizing the legendary power of the 53-year-old BEABUCHI. The victory serves as personal redemption for Towolawi, who had vowed to avenge a previous loss suffered by his teammate at the hands of BEABUCHI earlier this year. The result marks a massive blow to BEABUCHI'S ambitions of securing a world title shot following his lengthy hiatus from the sport. While BEABUCHI'S record now moves to 21-1, Towolawi's stock rises significantly in the heavyweight division after recording his 28th professional win before a vibrant Lagos crowd. And that's all we have for you on Idea TV News at 9. But before we go, here's a rundown of the headlines. We brought you news that new tax laws to take effect January 1st. Nigeria and China signed deal to localize clean energy infrastructure. Nigeria in talks with Google over new undersea cable to boost digital resilience. Egypt launches telecom consumer protection training. And away from Africa, Russia launches overnight missile strikes across Ukraine. In business, silver hits record high outlook mix for 2026. In health, prostate cancer now leading cancer among Nigerian men, expert warns. And finally in sports, BEABUCHI'S unbeaten streak ends in Lagos. We wish you a wonderful holiday celebration. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Cynthia Bassi. Thank you for watching.